folks. Welcome back for another week of exciting racing here with the Tuesday Night Racing Series. My name is Dylan Hastings, and I am super excited here to bring this broadcast to everybody tonight. Very excited, obviously, as you can tell here, to get back to racing every Tuesday night with the Tuesday Night Racing Series here at Rockingham. Real quick, let's go ahead through the race information as these guys go around a pace. We're going to try to get through the at least top 10 here before these guys get started. Track temperature is 86 degrees Fahrenheit, outside temperature is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 26% humidity, clear skies, and 10-mile-an-hour winds. Let's go ahead real quick. Want to congratulate, I believe, Chris McLean on the pole. Actually, no, I think it was actually Richard Swaverly. These guys, the way this thing bobs around here at the end is kind of confusing a little bit here. But, yeah, congratulations, Richard Swaverly on the pole. Chris McLean second, Joseph Mahar third, Wyatt Brackett fourth, Chris Shoemaker fifth, Chris Bedwell sixth, Mike Watts seventh, Brad Fulham eighth, Tyler Dixon ninth. Jeremy Little rounds out our top 10, and we are getting ready to take the green flag here in just a moment, folks. This is going to be an exciting race. NASCAR doesn't race here anymore, unfortunately, which is very unfortunate because I absolutely love this track. All right, we're going to ride along with Richard Swaverly as we get ready to kick off the race here. We're going to get his perspective from the racetrack, and then we're going to go through the field real quick and let everybody know exactly where all of your favorite drivers are at. And the pace truck's going to dive off here as these guys are going to take the green flag here for
green.
Some exciting racing here on, again, Tuesday night. All right, Richard Swaverly out front. We're going to look back here, just get a view from his perspective. Chris McLean there on the outside, just Mahar on the right behind Richard Swaverly. Now, this track is very bumpy, so I expect these guys to be bobbing and weaving around a little bit just simply because of the disturbance that they're going to get as they're coming into the corners. You can see Richard Swaverly's doing everything he can to keep control of that truck here. As you can see, Joseph Mahar is going to come out to his outside. He may pick up a position here as Richard Swaverly's just trying to get comfortable here with the track as he gets going. Now, Chris McLean is our new race leader. He's out front. He's got a pretty good lead there initially out front. We'll see how those tires hold up. We're going to go ahead back to the view here just to see exactly where everybody's kind of faring here. Everybody's going to be fairly patient, I believe. I hope so anyways, for the initial start of this race. And we're going to go ahead. Again, we're going to go through the field here in just a minute. Just want to give you guys the perspective of this gentleman right here, Mr. Richard Swaverly in the number 38 for Hammerdown Motorsports. All right, we got somebody on the apron down there in the back there. It looks like they've went back on.
Watch out, turn 3.
I don't know who that was. Let me just see if I can.
Crash, turn 3 and 4.
All right, let's go ahead and.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Based on what they just said there, unfortunately, we've got some people crashing here. So let's go ahead. Looks like Austin Shoemaker, Dustin Reeves, Kip Easley get mixed up early on. Let's just see. It looks like the 14 of Austin Shoemaker makes contact there with Brad Fulham. Brad Fulham goes around. Man, that's a beautiful looking truck, too. He put some spec map on that sucker. Looks great. Unfortunately, he's got some marks on it. Now here from a little bit of contact there with the 14, the 19. So they've slid up. Looks like the 14 slid back up on the track. So I'm glad that whoever let us know there that there was a caution needed, that we were able to get that thrown. 6 of Dustin Reeves also makes contact with the 14, his teammate, as well as Kunkel and Easley. So that is going to definitely put a damper on their evenings as these guys kind of get recollected here. And we're going to go back to live conditions and see exactly where these guys are going to fare here. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick and just get perspective here. So we got Dustin Reeves going into the pits. We've got James Kunkel with some excessive damage there on the outside of his truck. Let's go ahead and take the driver information off here. Yeah, we've got lots of drivers coming in here. I don't know what had just happened to James Kunkel there. He hits the outside barrier. I don't know if that was a barrier. It's kind of interesting. So he's went ahead and towed it into his pit box. And unfortunately, that view doesn't really give you a good perspective here, but we've got some guys coming around. It looks like at the moment, we've got our race leader, Mr. Chris McLean there out front. Swavely on the inside there in that 38. This is Throwback Week. There are some really good looking paint schemes out there for Throwback Week. Richard Swavely took the time to put together that Channel Locks paint scheme. Looks really great. Looks like Wyatt Brackett's got a new paint scheme there in that 33. Don't know if that's a throwback or not, but still a good looking paint scheme. All right, let's go through the field real quick. Wyatt Brackett, again, I just mentioned him. Chris Bedwell for 3F Racing. There, he's in the number 7. Chris Shoemaker in the Red Bull. We got Mike Watts in the 84. Matt Grenier in the 15. Oh, man, I like that paint scheme. I just like that gradient look to that. He ran that last week. Just really good looking paint scheme. Garrett Brown in that Target paint scheme, throwback a little bit. I believe that's a throwback anyways. Logan Russell in his Black Car Mafia paint scheme. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So we got Wesley Burchett in the 76. Looks like he's got a throwback. Caterpillar for Daniel Holcroft. He's got a throwback. Anyway, we got some really good looking paint schemes. Tyler Dixon put together his paint scheme out there. We prefer the numbers on the door, but again, I couldn't really say no to that paint scheme because that looks pretty cool. All right, and actually that, I believe Tyler Dixon put that together referencing what is it, cars. All right, let's see. David Brackett's got a good looking paint scheme out there. All right, guys, let's go back up to the front here. We'll go through the rest of the field as we get going here. Looks like Jeremy Little also, well, Jeremy Little entered the pit lane. He didn't have to jump the pit lane. All right, let's see real quick. Let's go back up here. Again, don't really know what happened to James Kunkel there. I know he made contact with somebody, but I don't know what happened at the end of the pit road. As we're going to get going here, but James is in the pits, still getting his truck repaired. I don't know if he blew up. Not really sure exactly what happened there, but unfortunate. All right, folks, pace truck is off. We're going to go back to green flag racing here with Chris McLean taking us on the outside, 38 on the inside, Richard Swavely. Let's see if these guys get sorted out here. Stage cautions for tonight. Don't think I mentioned those yet. Stage cautions are going to be at 60 and 120. So 60 at 120. So expect us to throw the caution at 60, lap 60, after the 10th driver crosses the line, and on lap 120, excuse me, after the 10th driver crosses the line there. We've got a great battle going on here for 5th on back. At the moment, you got Mike Watts right there, right behind Chris Bedwell. Got the 7 and the 46 racing door to door. See if we can go 10th on back here. We've got battles going everywhere right now. So as it stands at the moment, Chris McLean, there's a little bit of contact right there with the 15 and the 76. 15 did a great job picking it back up there, but man, oh man, that almost could have been, that almost.
Yeah, I got to close around there.
Could have been a disaster. But at the moment, looks like these guys have got that all sorted out. right, so everybody's kind of starting to get single filed out here. So as it stands right now, Joseph Mahar is currently in 8th. Garrett Brown is currently in 7th. Mike Watts is currently in 6th. So our biggest mover at the moment is going to be Daniel Holcroft in the 31, as well as Jeremy Banner in the 24. So as we see there, Daniel Holcroft for Four Horsemen Motorsports, there is currently P14 at the moment. Started P25, I believe, and he's now made his way up here 14 spots, or 11 spots, excuse me. Jeremy Banner, the same thing. That's a good looking paint scheme there. We didn't get to that one there on the initial start. It's a sharp looking paint scheme though. So Jeremy Banner's up 11 spots. Daniel Holcroft up 11 spots. Wesley Burchett as well though is up 9 spots from restart of the race. He's got some contact there on the front of that 76. We'll see if that ends up plaguing him throughout the race, or whether or not he can get most of it fixed. These trucks do tend to overheat with time, so we'll have to keep an eye on him and see exactly how that all goes. Let's go ahead and ride along with our race leader as we see Chris McLean here going into, I believe it's turn 4, as he comes around to the front stretch. And you can see there, there's the finish line right there. So he's coming now into turn 1. Looks like he's got his line figured out pretty well at the moment. We'll see. You gotta kind of lift right here and kind of roll the corner, and then you can get on the gas pretty early on, and then kind of bring it up to the wall. And that should help you with tire wear. The problem is a lot of people overdrive this corner right here that Chris is going in, and they tend to shoot up to the wall. It just chews up their tires, and we'll see. Now it looks like McLean, Swavely, Shoemaker all have got this figured out, as well as Wyatt Brackett. So top 5 right now are breaking away from the rest of the field. Actually, we've got more than 5. So we're riding along with the race leader right now, Chris McLean. But we've got Swavely 2nd, Chris Shoemaker 3rd, Wyatt Brackett 4th, Chris Bedwell 5th, and then I can see Mike Watts currently in 6th. He's right back there with Garrett Brown in the 10. So again, we've got the top 7 drivers at the moment are kind of breaking away from the front of the field. So they've got about a 2-second gap here. Swavely gets a great run off this corner right here, as he might be able to make a pass on Swavely for the reassume the lead here, as he was our pole sitter for the evening. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on these guys right along with the leader at the moment. See if we can get some exciting racing up here for position. Everybody again is kind of just, we've got 200 laps here tonight. We're at 22 laps into it. I don't expect these guys to get super aggressive. They should not be getting aggressive this early on in the race. Man, this track has got so much characteristic. As you can see how bumpy it is, it's got an amazing, if you've ever been in the simulator for iRacing and you turn laps here, there's just something about this track. It's a lot of fun. It's technical. It's hard to turn laps here, but it's a lot of fun though. As you can see, these guys just bouncing around, getting loose in the corner. This is pretty awesome. I believe the last NASCAR race here was actually in the trucks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know 100% on the year. I believe it's 2013 maybe. Don't quote me on that. Sounds like though some local investors have bought this track and are revitalizing it and bringing it back. So hopefully the racing returns to the Rock, as they call it, Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, South Carolina. I really hope that they do bring it back, because this track has just got a lot of character. As Richard Swavely hits the banking there, or the yellow line there, that difference in what do I say, in the track there, and it just kind of shot him a little bit up the field and kind of checked him up a little bit, which is now why you see Chris McLean's got a pretty good gap on Swavely at the moment. No pressure at all from him. All right, let's go ahead real quick and see where everybody else is at through the field right now. I don't believe nobody's really at risk at the moment of going a lap down. We'll keep an eye real quick with McLean as we see. We do have a driver coming up here that is at risk of going a lap down, and that I believe is going to be Austin Shoemaker in the number 14, who was involved in that early incident that really kind of messed up his race here. I believe this is going to be Austin Shoemaker, the number 14, but we'll keep an eye on, see whether or not he catches him, which I do believe he will. If not, it's going to be James Kunkel out there turning laps. So as it stands right now, it looks like Swavely's making a
Caution is out. Caution is out.
little bit of ground up here. Okay, what's the caution for here? Jeremy Little has crashed. All right, let's go real quick and see exactly what happened here. And it doesn't say that anybody else was with him. Okay, as we see the 55 to 31, I don't know if they make contact. We're going to find out real quick here, though, as these guys. So it looks like the 55 is going to slide up here into the 31. And unfortunately, we'll see if it gives a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, it's going to. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, he goes airborne. And he lands on top of the rails up here. He's probably going to have to tow that off the wall. Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to tow it off the wall. Man, it's an unfortunate set of events, not only for the 55, but also the 31, who had a clean truck there. Just unfortunately had really nowhere to go. Let's see real quick. Let's ride along with Daniel Holcroft and right along on his nose here. We'll kind of see from his perspective whether or not we can see him. So we see Little. It looks like 31 checks up a little bit. Little already had some damage there on the front of his truck. But this turn right here, it looks like he was just trying to arc the corner. 31 was maintaining his line. And the 55 is just, unfortunately, 31, that was really all the 55 there, unfortunately. He probably just didn't see him there on the outside or miscalculated there. And 31 of Holcroft, it looks like he might be able to get back going. It doesn't look like it gave him, I mean, it did give him some significant damage, but I don't know. It doesn't really look like he's got real significant damage up there on the front of his truck, as you could see from some of the other drivers. Let's go back to live conditions. Let's see real quick as these guys are pacing. Let's go in and see real quick. And Daniel Holcroft looks like he's coming out of pit road right now, so I don't even believe he's going to go a lap down. Which is going to be good for him. Again, we'll have to see how he fares there with that damage, as he's getting right behind the 34. I don't really know what that's all about there, but the 34, I don't know if he was going into pit road, got forced into pit road, but unfortunately he makes contact with Holcroft again, or Holcroft makes contact with another driver, which is going to put a little bit more damage again on his truck. So I don't see, again, folks, I don't really see a significant amount of damage up here on the number 31 truck. So we're going to see how that all goes, but he's got to be frustrated right now with the current situation, where he was just kind of running his line and unfortunately makes contact with another driver, or the other driver makes contact with him, I should say, and kind of puts him up in the wall and has really nowhere to go. So he is back out here, so we'll see how he fares. It doesn't look like maybe he's a little bit of net code there that it might have saved him. So we'll have to see exactly how that all plays out. But we're back up here in the front with Chris McLean. Again, this is a very technical track, folks. We expect there's going to be cautions. Hopefully these guys can figure out their lines a little bit and get comfortable with where they want to run. Lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, and I expect let's go ahead and ride along with Richard Swavely and just kind of get his perspective here from the back end as he see. We got a little bit of checking up here going on in the field. Don't really know why that happens quite often. If people trying to jump the start, trying to get up in front, they're hitting the gas, warming the tires, not paying attention.
Green flag, green
Checks
flag.
up the rest of the field. So, all right, we're back to green flag racing here. As looks like Swavely gets a pretty good start here. Bedwell as well gets a really good start. McLean is out front at the moment. We'll just take a peek at that here. As you see, McLean gets a really good start there out front as he gets settled back into where he was previously. These guys are going to get sorted out just a little bit here as we continue to turn laps here before the first stage at lap 60. As it stands right now, the drivers really just need to be patient, make their moves when they get the opportunity, and just be cautious as far as running their line. Let's kind of go through the field real quick as we're riding along now with Chris Bedwell. As you can see, Chris Shoemaker there. Again, there's a lot of bouncing around, folks, and that's one of the characteristics of this track is that it's very rough. There's a lot of bumps in the track, which disturbs the trucks in the corners. It makes it a lot more difficult to drive, which is why the drivers like this track. So we're going to ride along. Chris Shoemaker, it looks like the 33 is trying to make a move there on the outside. We'll see if he can make that happen. Mike Watts at the moment just driving his lane up there at the top, making that work for him. Wyatt Brackett may elect to take the bottom lane. If not, he's going to stick right there behind Chris Shoemaker. Ray Rogers is pretty comfortable there at the bottom with Garrett Brown directly behind him. As we are now running along with Wyatt Brackett, you got Mike Watts there on the outside. You got Ray Rogers in that 51. A little bit of damage there on the outside of that 51. A little bit of nose damage as well, but that should not affect him too much. We'll see how that all goes as these guys are racing side by side here for the sixth position, excuse me. As Ray Rogers takes over P6. Mike Watts has got something to say about that on the outside, however, and he takes over P6 at the moment. And it looks like they're scoring him as Mike Watts is P7, Ray Rogers is P6, but they're going to trade positions here as Mike Watts has really nowhere to go with Chris Shoemaker there on the right there in front of him on the outside. All right, we've got another caution, folks, on the track. Let's go ahead and see real quick. This just says yellow flag.
Sorry, Austin. I didn't see you slowing up, man. I didn't see that wreck ahead.
All right, let's see. Austin Shoemaker, unfortunately, gets involved in another incident here. Let's go back and see what exactly happens here. Bear with me just a second as we move. So the 31, the 14, we're going to see real quick. Hopefully Holcroft does not get involved in another incident here as he's been pinballed around the track here at the moment. Let's just see real quick. So the 34, man, dang. Okay, well, the 34 definitely just kind of drove in the back. But I think, I really think, though, let's see real quick here, folks. The 34, okay, so the 14's done for the night. The 34, however, did not check up when the 14 did. There was another incident that happened, though. Let me ride along real quick and see what Shoemaker was seeing from the front of his truck here as they come around. Unfortunately, that's going to end, I believe it's going to end Austin Shoemaker's night as we get ready here. So let me, too fast. All right, let me go back around here. So drivers are making contact with each other. I don't really know why that's happening. I believe that's Austin. I believe that's Bushbaster. All right, let's see real quick. So the 52, all right, let's see real quick. So the 52 did what the 55 did. I don't know, because It looks like the 52 just had a lot more momentum here. And so the 52 comes off the corner. The 77 kind of comes down a little bit, and they just kind of touch right there. Looks like they were able to get it collected, but the 14 just had checked up. Looks like they're going to make a little bit of contact there after the fact. And I'm going to deem that as a racing incident. The 77 came down, the 52 came up. The 34, however, is going to receive an EOL just simply because there was no check up there. Again, it's really hard, but it's a hard call. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's go back to live conditions here. We're going to go to commercial break, folks. We'll be right back here in just a moment as we get things sorted out. We'll get back to Green Flag Racing here in just a moment. Thank you so much.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, thanks again for your patience as we work through all that stuff. We have continued racing here as we're back to Green Flag Racing with Chris McLean back out front here in the number 5 truck. Richard Swavely, the 38. He is again directly behind him. Really, the front end of the field has not changed a whole lot. McLean is currently out front, Swavely second, Bedwell third, Shoemaker fourth, Chris Shoemaker, that is, fourth. Mike Watts has made his way up here to the top 5. Tyler Dixon's made his way up here to the top 6. Matt Grenier in the 15 truck and has made his way up here to 7th. The 76, Wesley Burchett, has made his way up here to the 8th position. Wyatt Brack has slipped a few spots there into the 9th position, and then Ray Rogers in the 51 rounds out our top 10 at the moment. And as you can see, there is a battle going on here for the 10th position. The 33 and the 51 right now are battling for that 9th position. But there's some guys up here, there's some guys right behind Ray Rogers that are looking for that 10th position as we inch closer to that initial first stage at lap 60. So as things progress here, we've never been at this track. We've never been at this track here before with the league, so it's really hard to determine what to expect here. But some of these guys practice more than others, as you can tell, and those that practiced are doing really good on the track, and those that have not practiced are struggling a little bit. But that's how the cookie crumbles, as they say. Mahar's trying to make his way up here into the top 10 as you can see the battle here between the 33 and the 46. Right now, 46 is trying to run that high line, but the 3 is just going to pass him like he's standing still. Don't know if he's preserving tires for the long run. We'll have to figure that out here as time goes on, but Man, the 27 of Kip Easley gets a great run off the corner as well as we right on board here with Mahar at the moment. We've got another wreck, I believe. If not, somebody just hit the wall. These guys are pushing it pretty hard here on this track. All right, we've got 10 laps to go for the conclusion of the first stage. We've had a little bit of beating and banging with the wall, with each other. Chris McLean still out front here as he's got this track figured out. I believe we're actually at this track with his league on Thursday night, so he must have been running some laps. I do believe we are there Thursday night. All right, so 38, 7. 7's putting some pressure on the 38 at the moment. We'll see how that all plays out here as we get closer to stage 1. 7 and the 38, man, are just door to door, or not door to door, excuse me, bumper to bumper. All right, Mike Watts is back here just kind of being patient at the moment, currently in 4th position. Chris Shoemaker's going to round out the top 5, but he's got Dixon, Grenier, and Rogers right there behind him. We're going to see how that all kind of plays out here as time goes on. All right, so it looks like Daniel Holcroft, looks like he doesn't have a lot of damage on the front of that truck. He is up 4 spots from where he started the race, currently in P21. Obviously not where he wants to be, which is where he was previously. I mean, he was up here in the top 15, I believe. And 77, who he didn't make any contact with the 77. The 77 made contact with the 52, who is right in front of him. A little bit of damage right there on that truck, as these guys are just kind of getting things figured out. McLean's just got it figured out at the moment for him, though. As we ride along with McLean, you can see the gap he's putting on Swavely and Bedwell, and then there's a gap between Bedwell and Mike Watts, who's got really just kind of a track of his own there. Nobody challenged him in the front, nobody challenged him in the back. He's just kind of riding at the moment as we run along with Chris McLean in the number 5 truck. So let's go back real quick. Let's go ahead. We're going to keep it zoomed out so you guys can see a little bit more of the action. As the pits are going to close here as they take 58. We're going to keep an eye on that as we try to watch the rest of the racing here throughout the field. So the 24 and the 27 are battling here for the 14th spot. 24 is going to make the pass on the 27. 27 is going to get a run off the corner. We'll have to see exactly how that all fares out. But yeah, the 24 has definitely got a run here on the 27 as he makes that pass. 27 might try to make the pass on the inside, however. We're going to go back up here to the front with Chris McLean as he gets ready to take lap 58, which is going to close the pits. All right, pits are closed. 2 laps to the conclusion of the stage. Chris McLean at the moment appears to be the clear winner here for stage 1, but we're not going to announce that just yet. Tyler Dixon's going to try to make a pass here for the 4th position before the conclusion of the stage. We'll keep an eye on that as we get back up here to the race leader. We got the 34. Risk of going a lap down here prior to the conclusion of the stage. He might be able to remain on the lead lap. If he's not on the lead lap, he's already a lap down. So all right, so Chris McLean is going to be our winner for stage 1. Now we're just waiting on the 10th driver here to cross the line to throw that caution.
All right, man.
That is the conclusion of the stage. So congratulations to the top 10 drivers here: Chris McLean, Richard Swavely, Chris Bedwell, Mike Watts in the 84, Tyler Dixon, the 54. Matt Grenier in the 15. Ray Rogers in the 51. Chris Shoemaker in the 4. Wyatt Brackett in the 33. And Garrett Brown in the 10 truck. So congratulations to those drivers for completing stage 1.
Pace car, turn 3.
All right, well, these guys are going to go in and pit. We're going to go ahead and give you some side-by-side action here as we go to commercial break so you don't miss any of the action. We'll be right back, folks, with you as we get ready to kick off stage 2. Be right back with you. Thanks again for tuning in.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, we're back to the action here as we're just waiting for these guys to complete, the caution laps here as we ride along with our race leader at the moment, Richard Swavely, who's elected, I believe, to take the inside lane, as he had an amazing pit stop there, allowed to put him back out front. We'll see if he can maintain that. As the lights are off on the pace truck, so we're getting ready to go green here. Next lap around. Beautiful day in the sim. I mean, just the track is cool. A lot of grip, which is a good thing here because these guys are. There is definitely a broadcast, buddy. I'm here. As these guys are getting ready to kick off the green flag here, we're going to stay riding along with Richard Swavely. I'm going to check the broadcast links real quick just to make sure everything's live, but I do believe it is because we've got 6 viewers here. I just don't know if it's live on all channels. I do hope it is. All right, pace truck is off. We're going back to green flag racing, folks, as Richard Swavely is going to lead us off here. Chris McLean's going to be on the outside. We'll see if he gets that run. Looks like Rich Swavely was able to make that work on the outside, or the inside, excuse me, as he started. We got Chris McLean, though, right on his outside as he makes a pass. He just got more speed on that outside lane as he's making that work for him. And our new race leader, again, Richard Swavely just doesn't have anything for him at the moment as Chris McLean gets kicked off here in the race lead. Also our Stage 1 winner. And he just gets a really good jump out front here. I don't know if Swavely took 4 tires or not. He might have just took 2 right side tires. But regardless of the fact, McLean's just got that extra speed, and it looks like Swavely's going to fall back a little bit here. He may have only taken 2 tires and was not 100% familiar with how this thing was going to handle overall. And it looks like it may be really loose here initially until these tires get heated up for him, as he's kind of fighting this truck. Again, as things start to heat up here, I expect he'll probably get that handling back. But at the moment, he's already lost 4 spots here to this last position for Chris Shoemaker in the 4. Now, again, this might be part of his strategy, as he knows that 60 laps between now and the second stage, he may have to go in and pit for fuel. I don't know the fuel window here, folks, so I apologize for that. We typically do not announce that over the broadcast, simply because the drivers tend to watch the broadcast as they're racing. And if we announce that, then of course we give some of that information away to the teams that, didn't take the time to really find that out for themselves. And it looks like Swavely's going to lose another spot here to Wyatt Brackett in the 33 at the moment. So it looks like these guys definitely took tires. Many of them took tires. With having a total of 4 tire sets tonight, if you break those laps up, you've got basically, I don't think anybody took tires.
All right, man, caution is out.
And we've got a caution on the track here. So let's go back and see really quick what happened here on track. As it says, Wesley Burchett has now crashed. Let's go up here. Let's take a look at that really quick. And it looks like the 10 is going to go to the out, or the 76 is going to go to the outside. The 3 is going to try to peek in here, and I think that just that momentum is going to slide him up the track. And the 3 is going to drive right into the side of the 76. Now it looks, the 76 caught it too, as he made contact with the 10. The 10 gets around. Is the 10 going to lose it, miss it here? Man, these guys do a great job missing that 76 as he spins it around. Now that was actually the 3's fault, not the 76's fault. As we go back real quick, we're going to just review it one more time just to make sure before we hand down any penalties here. But I do believe that's going to be the 3's fault, as he drives right up into the 76. That is correct. So the 3 will receive an EOL for that. And just a tremendous job to that 76 as he keeps it up there to the wall. The 10, the 39, the 24 get by him clean here as he gets that truck recollected and makes a little bit of contact there with the inside wall, but not significant. At least I don't believe it's going to be significant for the 76. We'll have to see. I don't know if it blew his engine when he did that. Let's just see real quick. Let's put it in full. I don't believe it blew his engine. Now he gets it recollected, and we get back to live conditions as we go around here. We'll keep an eye on the 76 and see how he fares. Right now he's currently in the pits, and we right now, I believe, are still 2 laps before we go green. So folks, I'll be right back with you here as we go ahead and take care of the race control part of this portion. I'm not going to take you to commercial break. I'm just going to give you a small breather here for just a second as we take care of that. I'll be right back with you. right, folks, we're back to live conditions. Thanks again for holding on here as we get things sorted out. The number 3 is going to receive that EOL, that end-of-line penalty for the contact with the 76. There is after we reviewed that incident. And let's go back up real quick. Let's just see the 76, see if he's still in the pits. Unfortunately, he's getting that damage repaired. So, unfortunate set of events there for the 76 as he hopefully can get that repaired and get back out on the track. We'll see how that all goes, but he definitely has got some significant damage on that truck. It looks like you can see the crinkles there on the front. You can see the back really is not too bad, but he definitely has got some damage throughout the truck right there. So, again, unfortunate set of events there for him, and hopefully he can get recollected back out on the track here. All right, the lights are off on the pace truck. The leader, number 5, Chris McLean, is elected to take the outside lane for the restart. As we'll ride along with Chris McLean there in the number 4 as the pace truck will dive off into the pit entrance right here. And these guys are going to go back to green flag racing here as you see it on your screen. All right, let's go back racing. Chris McLean is again our race leader, and he gets a good jump out here in front. Looks like Bedwell is right now in second, Shoemaker in third. It looks like Swavely may have either he lost some position there. Oh, never mind. He lost position prior to that caution, so he's still in the position he was in as he was trying to just maintain his spot there, but got passed by 3 or 4 trucks. Again, I think his pit strategy there is he's trying to get off the same pit strategy as the leader at the moment, and maybe just looking to preserve some of those tires as we're not even 100 laps into this race yet. Now, going back to the pit strategy here, I was doing some numbers in my head, and actually I think I miscalculated some of the numbers here. So they've got a total of 4 tire sets, 200 laps. They basically can go 50 lap stint on these tires. So I believe everybody did take tires in the pits. Now I'm not 100% though, because I don't have the ability to tell whether or not Swavely is basically just saying I'm gonna save those tires for this next set and just ride along at the moment. As you see, he's currently in P6 as we ride along with Richard Swavely. He's currently in P6. He's not losing any more positions at the moment. And again, like I said, folks, he might have taken 2 left side tires, and it takes a little bit of, you got to warm these left side tires up. Otherwise, it's really, really loose initially on the first few runs here, and it looks like he's getting a little bit more comfortable with the truck as he might lose another position here to the 46 and the 15 as they're working together at the moment. And Mahar is peeking to the outside of Swavely to see if he can get by and maybe go to the inside. He's just trying to figure out what lane Swavely is going to run here as you see the 46 makes that pass. The 15 is still looking to do so as well. He's just buying his time at the moment. So Swavely in the 38. Again, I don't know the strategy there. I'm not exactly 100% on what tires he took. It almost to me acts like he either took 2 tires or he didn't take any tires at all. So as you can see, he's running real close to the wall there with a 15 of Matt Grenier for Black Car Mafia there. Takes over that 7th position as Swavely falls back another 2 spots now to P8 as these guys are trying to track up here to the leaders. So there's quite a gap here between P6 and P5. As you can see on your screen, there's about a 3-second, maybe a 2.5-second gap. As you can see, the 24, that really sharp-looking Tonka truck, Tonka paint scheme of Jeremy Banner. There in the 24. And Tyler Dixon in the 54, he's making his way up here as well as Swavely is losing even more positions. Again, I do believe, folks, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like Swavely has elected not to take tires to try to double stint these first set of tires. And unfortunately, he's losing a lot of position at the moment but he's trying to. I think what he's trying to do is just get that strategy in play for the end of this race, as he needs to. He wants to pull out a win here, not so much stage points. So Swavely has now fallen out of the top 10 as we continue to ride along with the 38 of Richard Swavely. He's currently now in P12. All right, let's go up here to the front as these guys, Joseph Mahar in the 46 is trying to trying to catch this front field up here. Again, there's quite a gap here. There's about a 3-second gap, maybe a little bit more than a 3-second gap between Mahar and the last driver on that last, the 33 of Wyatt Brackett there in the 5th position. So the top 5 have really kind of broken away right there, as the 46, the 15, the 54, 27, 24, we're all trying to fight around to get around Swavely at the moment, along with the number 11 there of Logan Russell. So at the moment, we're riding along with Joseph Mahar for Race Pass Motorsports there in the number 46. Looks like he is catching him a little bit here, but it's going to take quite a few laps here to make up, unless they start checking up here in the front, which could very well happen. If these guys work together in the back here, as we see, I'm riding along now with Tyler Dixon. You can see Joseph Mahar there, who we were just riding along with, currently in P6. The distance between P7 and P6 is quite a bit as well. So again, you got some fresh air there. You got some clean air to move these trucks around. So it may be to their benefit. We're not 100% sure on how these trucks handle there in the clean air, but I would assume that they should be able to get some position. If they work together, they should be able to catch that front pack. Chris McLean, still our race leader. He is out front, been out front for most of the race, as he's just got this race figured out. Bedwell, however, is definitely challenging him for that second position. Or challenging him from the second position, I should say. McLean puts a little bit of a gap here between the 7 and himself. We're on lap 90, folks. The next stage break is at 120.
Man, caution is out. Caution is
We
out.
have another caution out here. It looks like the 30. Let's see. The 43 of Dana Shepard for 3F Racing has crashed. Let's go take a look at that really quick.
DOL for the 3.
All right, let's see.
TF again, David.
Okay, so the 43 has come off the wall and just takes out the 3, and it looks like, man,
My bad, James. I didn't know you were still in here.
the 3 is definitely making some contact there with the 43. So the 43 is going to receive the EOL as well for that incident, simply because he went off the wall and makes contact with the 3. That might put an end to the 3's night, unfortunately, as again, they were just racing. It looks like he just pushed a little too hard in the corner here, as he had a little bit of pressure from the 6 coming around the corner. We're going to take a closer look at this again in just a moment, just to see. So you can see the 43 kind of arcs the corner a little bit. He got a little too high, I believe, and on exit, that outside wall just sneaks up on you here. And he had a little bit of pressure again from the 6, as he couldn't get down further than he probably wanted to. But again, you got to run your line there. So it looks like the 6 did give him some room after the fact. And I think the 43 just overshot the corner right here, and that wall really sneaks up on you. So again, the 43 makes contact with the outside wall, drives down into the 3. The 43 then bounces off the wall, makes contact with the 3, and to give them some significant more damage there. Unfortunately, Looks like the 51 was able to sneak right by the 3, as you can see at the top part of your screen. And just unfortunate set of events there for the 43 and the 3 for tonight. So the 3 had just received an EOL for that last incident. As we see the 43s coming off the track, he's probably going to be at the back of the field anyways. He's already a lap down. The 3 is also 2 laps down at the moment. So I believe the 43 is going to come in and get some damage repaired. The 3 looks like he really doesn't have a lot of significant damage there. So I'm not 100% sure. I know the 3 received an EOL the last incident, but I don't know if he's got some other mechanical issues there that are causing that truck to really bog down and really not work for him. All right, folks, we're going to go to commercial break real quick as we get pacing here. You guys don't want to watch the trucks just pacing around the track. So we'll go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you. Thanks again for tuning in to the Tuesday Night Racing Series. We'll be right back. All right, folks, thanks again for your patience here as we get things all worked out here. We got to do race control as well as broadcast here. So not really that big of a challenge. Just, we require that we got to go to commercial break or go to a break really quick there to handle certain things. We do have some admins in here to help me as well. But overall, things run fairly smoothly as things go on here. So right now, folks, again, we're getting ready to take the green flag as the pace truck's going to come off. We're going to get back to racing with about 105 laps to go, I believe, before we go to the second stage. Chris McLean is our race leader. Looks like he's going to get a great jump out front here. Not really get challenged by Chris Bedwell. Chris Bedwell in the number 7 may get a good run off the corner. We'll see how that all works out. But our dominant performance this night, tonight already from the number 5 of Chris McLean, one of our independent free agent drivers here in the league. And I meant to check real quick as well to see if everything was live tonight on the broadcast. So bear with me just a minute, folks, as I'm going to keep it on Chris McLean, and hopefully there's no cautions. I'm going to go ahead and double check real quickly the broadcast just to make sure that everything is up and running. I'm not getting any of the let me refresh that real quick. I'm not getting any of the chat messages. I'm going to refresh it real quick to see if your messages or your comments pop up. And it's showing that it's under race pass. I hope that's not I hope that's not correct. That's interesting. Why are we not live tonight? And I'll tell you what, folks, this software just super buggy. Chris McLean still out front. Lap 101. Again, folks, stage, it concludes on lap 120. I'm still checking real quick, folks, just to see exactly what's happening here. I thought I received notification that we were live. Let me just look real quick. Yeah, that's interesting. So we're not live on Facebook, but we're live on Twitch and we're live on YouTube. Man, that's so weird. All right, well, I'm going to go over and real quick, and bear with me just a second, folks, as we continue to ride along with Chris McLean. I'm going to post this link over here into the Facebook page, as most people are tuning in each and every week on Facebook to watch us, and they don't have a broadcast link. I wondered why Chris McLean had said something about the broadcast this week. Not 100% sure on exactly what's going on there, because our main connection is with Facebook. So really, really weird. Yeah, the Watkins Glen one's there, but the other one's not. So, all right, we're going to go ahead. Come on. Bear with me just a second, folks, as I get this squared away here. I hate the fact that our Facebook audience has not been able to tune in tonight, and we want to make sure that they're able to do so. So we'll have to tell everybody to go over to YouTube tonight, watch the race. All right, we're going to post that up real quick, folks. Just bear with me just another minute as we post that there for the audience. It's always something each week, man. I'll tell you what. And I try to be perfect here, but, man, it's just frustrating. All right, let me just make sure real quick that we're live over here. I'm going to mute my mic for just a second. All right, we're going to post that up real quick, folks. Just bear with me just another minute as we post that there for the audience. It's always something each week, man. I'll tell you what. And I'll try to be perfect here, but, man, it's just frustrating. All right, folks. I appreciate your patience as I work through all that stuff there. Unfortunately, our Facebook audience is not able to tune into the broadcast tonight because it's not streaming on Facebook for some reason. So I don't know what in the world's going on. It says that I'm live on Facebook, which is really weird. So anyway, thanks again to Chris McLean for letting me know, or somebody let me know, that we were not live on Facebook. It doesn't notify everybody that we're live.
Sorry, Ryan, that was a big checkup. I wasn't ready. Not your fault, man. It wasn't my fault.
Let's see, it looks like there's a little bit of contact there, as you heard Garrett Brown in the 33. You see the contact there on the back of the 33. Let me see real quick who's in front of Brackett at the moment. So we've got Looks like we got 84 up here. We've got, man, they're just fighting for position right now. All right, let's get up to the front here as we get ready to conclude this final stage, or stage 2. Chris McLean, again, dominant performance tonight. We led just about all of 114 laps this evening here at Rockingham Speedway. And at about, let's see, let me make sure I get this right, 118, the pits will close for all drivers. They will not have an opportunity to go down pit lane until the conclusion of the stage, which is at lap 120. And so we'll go ahead and continue to ride along with Chris McLean as we wait for him to take lap 118. So we want to make sure we don't miss that. McLean at the moment has just put a gap right now between him and Bedwell in the number 7 and Chris Shoemaker as well as Tyler Dixon. I don't see anyone catching him at the moment. He's got this track figured out. He is not, nobody at the moment has been able to catch this gentleman right here from Florence, Mississippi in the number 5, Chris McLean, as he's just, again, put on a dominant performance here for the Tuesday Night Racing Series here at Rockingham. All right, we got one more lap here, and then we're going to go through the field, and we're going to wait for the leader to cross the line here for the conclusion of stage 2. And it looks like there's quite a few trucks back there in the back for the top 10 that are going to be fighting for position, as we'll go back there as soon as we get to 118 here. Okay, so the pits have now closed. Now we're just waiting for the leader. Again, Chris McLean in the number 5. We're going to go ahead and ride along with Chris McLean, just get his perspective here as he's going to get ready to cross the line here for 120. As again, he's going to put on another dominant performance here for stage 2. He's been on a roll here the last 2 weeks. All right, Chris McLean, last turn here as Chris McLean's going to come around here to take the green checkered flag, as he will be our stage 2 winner. Logan Russell rounds out our top 10 drivers there for stage 2. So big congratulations to the number 5, the number 7, 54, 4, 10, 84, 33, 15, 46, and the 11 on their stage points. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wait till these guys come into the pits here. Let me go ahead and take that off the screen. All right, we're going to watch the leaders as they come around here to catch the pace truck. As you can see, Chris McLean now catches the pace truck. He's going to check up along with the rest of the field here as they wait patiently to go into pit lane to get service for this next stage. But congratulations again to this gentleman right here, Chris McLean in the number 5. Just dominant performance tonight from this gentleman. All around, just nobody has been able to catch him in the corners to even challenge him really on this track. So should be an interesting race on Thursday night for the Apex Racing Series, Apex Sim Racing E-Series Showdown. Thursday night on Five Kings Network, I believe, Five Kings Broadcasting. It's a league that many of us run in on Thursday night. I say many of us. There's a few of us here from this league that run in the trucks on Thursday night. As we can see, Swavely's coming in here for pit to get pit service. All right, McLean, our race leader, is coming out of the pit lane. Now, he was not the first. I don't think he was the first driver to come out of pit lane. As Daniel Holcroft, it shows right now, Daniel Holcroft is going to be scored in the first position as he just picked up 24 spots. Now he's going to come in. I think he's going to come in for pit service, but he just jumped up 24 spots from where he was. I expect. Okay, it looks like things are shuffling around here. So it looks like he got his position back as he got the wave around. Now he's going to go into the pits. Now, if he got the wave around, I believe if he pits, he's not going to get his lap back. Not 100% on that, but unless he was the lucky dog. Overshoots his pit just a little bit, which is going to affect the overall pit stop. 34 there, you see he's getting some service done. He's got some significant damage there on his truck. David Brackett coming out of pit lane here. He's got some significant damage on the front of that truck as well. Does not look pretty at all. That beautiful spec map he had earlier is no beautiful spec map now. All right, let's see here. So let's go back. Let me pull up the tower here just so we can see. So we've got a total of, 76 is now out of the race. He's put it on the hauler. 14's put it on the hauler. 55's put it on the hauler. 77 is lap down. We've got a total of 19 trucks on the lead lap. Last truck on the lead lap is going to be the 52 of Evan Bushpasser. And it looks like, so the 77 is still a lap down. Let me just see exactly where everybody else is at. So the 3 is 18 laps down. Just trying to log some laps here. The 34 is 7 laps down. We got several drivers that are already out of the race due to early incidents. Looks like the 31 of Daniel Holcroft has finally got a lot of that damage repaired. He's still in contention here. He's still in it after that really major incident with, I believe it was the 76, if I'm not mistaken. And so James Kunkel's out as well. He's helping here with race control. 55 of Jeremy Little is out of the race now. Unfortunate set of events here for some of these guys as we get the race kickback off here. Chris McLean is going to take the green flag in P1, still maintains his lead. Doesn't look like Bedwell again or Dixon is going to have anything for him. He just gets that jump off the corner and they cannot catch him. A lot of this has to do with just overdriving the corner, really. Is just to be patient, roll the corners. Again, going going full throttle is not always the fastest, as they say. If you've ever watched Days of Thunder, that scene where he says, you go out and run laps your way, and then you run laps my way, and he gets faster as time goes on. It's the same concept here. 1, tire wear. 2, again, just faster, consistent laps overall is the name of the game. The number 5 gets loose here on the corner. The 7 is going to be able to take the lead for the moment as he's going to lead a lap. We'll see if the number 5 has something for him. 5 got really loose right there. Was able to collect his truck, but the 7 has now taken the lead as we have now a new race leader. There's only been about 3 different changes in the leader on this track as the 5 is going to challenge him again for the lead as the 7 just cannot hold him off. We're going to see if he's able to hold him off at the moment. We'll keep an eye on these 2 out front, but right now we got a battle for the front, for the lead here, as the 5 is trying to get by the 7. Again, we're riding along with Chris McLean at the moment in the number 5, who has been dominant all evening long. As we see, Chris Bedwell has made the jump out here in front as he takes advantage of that slip up there by the number 5 in the corner. and is able to jump out here in front and be able to maintain it at the moment. So we'll see whether or not Bedwell continues to be able to put on that performance to stay up front, or whether or not the lane and the patience of Chris McLean is going to be able to put him back out here into P1. There are no additional stages from here on out, folks, except for the conclusion of this race. As the 7 gets loose in the corner, the 5, that checkup right there is going to allow the 5 to come on his inside. He does the exact same thing. The 5 takes advantage of it. I do not believe the 7 is going to be able to fight him off here. Okay, the 7 has taken his position back into P2 due to that little slip up there. It's just pushing it in the corner. They've both gotten loose. We'll see if there's another slip up here by the 5 that's going to allow the 7 to take position, as he's got a taste of that lead here. He wants to get back up here up front. I wonder why the viewership was down a little bit tonight. And I guess that's because of the way trying to refresh this so I can see y'all's. This thing's all jacked up. This thing's all jacked up. Man, it's loading Facebook in here. I don't want to load Facebook. I want you guys to be, I want to be able to see your comments. All right, the 7 and the 5 are still battling for the lead. As the 7 overdrives the corner, it's going to have to check up. The 5 just carries the momentum around the corner, puts a little separation here between the 5 and the 7 as they get around some lap traffic here with the 34, David Harden. That number 7 of Chris Bedwell just puts it in the corner there. I think it's just a little bit too much to where he has to drive up the track, and the 5 is just rolling the corners, which is putting that little bit of gap between the two. See the 7 of Bedwell catches him right here, but then I think Bedwell's still overdriving this turn right here, and it looks like he did a better job that time. But see that checkup right there with the 7? The 5's got a better off of that corner there. As these guys are fighting some lap traffic here, the 3 of David Brackett gets out of his way here, but we've got Dana Shepard there in the 43 on the inside. Puts a little bit of makes the 5 get around him a little bit there, having to work to get around him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I believe we've got Dustin Reeves here in the 6 on the next truck up here. We're going to find out here in just a minute. I do believe that's who that is, though. So at the moment, looks like David Brackett's went 19 laps down. David Harden several laps down here. Dana Shepard's now went 3 laps down. Tony Edrington's 1 lap down. Dustin Reeves is at risk right now of going a lap down here by the leaders, as the 5 and the 7 are just working each other over here to try to get around this lap traffic. This might open up an opportunity here for the 7. As you see here, the 7 had to check up significantly to get around that 6, which is going to allow, that's going to help the 5 of Chris McLean bridge that gap a little bit, as the 7 didn't want to make contact with the 6 coming off the wall there. So at the moment, folks, we're riding along with Chris Bedwell, currently in P2. He is the second truck right now out front here to battle for the lead. Now, between Chris Bedwell and Chris McLean, there's almost a 3-second gap between him and P3. So if I look real quick here, you'll see that gap between, there's some lap trucks in there, but there's also the 54 of Tyler Dixon, who is for White Lightning Racing. And I don't know why I couldn't remember that. And so they've definitely got a gap here between them and the other drivers. I don't really see them challenging these two at the moment. Now, again, anything can happen, so we're going to keep an eye on the front up here as these guys come around this lap traffic. But these guys are going to have to pit under green flag conditions unless there is a caution, which there's been a few tonight. So there could be a caution, which could potentially benefit these guys as they'll come in for their last set of tires as well as fuel. At the moment, it looks like they should be almost within the pit window here, or the fuel window, as I believe you can get about at least 60 laps on a full tank here as we run. I believe we run 70% fuel, which is I think it's 14 gallons. We've got so many different leagues that we participate in, I can't keep track of them. All right, so Chris Bedwell at the moment not really able to challenge McLean, but he is catching him a little bit here as we see on the screen. He's making up a little bit of ground here as the number 5's got to fight to get around this lap traffic as well in the corners. You can see right there the same thing happened with the 7, where he had to fight around the 6 to get around him in the corner, and that allowed the 5 to make a little bit more separation than they had previously. So the 7 definitely has something for the 5. We'll just have to pay attention and see in the long run whether or not that's going to be able to happen or not. Now, again, if these guys pit under green flag, anything can happen, folks. These guys can speed on pit road. They can speed on entrance. They can exit the pits unsafely. I mean, they can overshoot their box. There's a ton of different scenarios that can happen here. So at the moment, let's go ahead and get off Chris Bedwell, who's currently in the P2 position. Let's go through the rest of the field real quick and just see where everybody else is at. 77 is definitely struggling tonight. You can tell he's trying to keep the truck off the wall. He's turning laps, but he's made contact with the outside wall multiple times. Barry Knapp, it says, crashed maybe a lap or two ago, and he immediately went to the pits and towed his truck to the pits. So it did not bring out a caution. But I just wanted to see really quickly. I wanted to go back real quickly just to see what happened between him and the 52. Looks like the 52 is going to make contact with the 39. Now that's the 52's fault. So the 52 will definitely receive an EOL on the next restart. And those guys are actually teammates. So not 100% sure. I don't want to be in their chat right now because I have a feeling that's probably not a great conversation. I mean, the 52 just runs into the back of the 39, turns him around, puts him into the wall. So probably not a good conversation right now in 315 Motorsports. All right, let's go back real quick. We've got some guys that are coming into the pits. Chris McLean, again, still, folks, our race leader. He's just dominant performance. I've said it many times tonight. He's putting on a show here, and nobody is able to catch him. After the race last week, I know he obviously wants to come back out and prove the fact that he didn't mean to do what he did last week there, where we were only 1 or 2 laps into the race, and he had a broken track bar or something happened to his truck where it just shot him into the inside wall and ended his night at Watkins Glen. So he's obviously been itching to get back out here and race again with the Tuesday Night Racing Series, and he's, like I said, folks, he's putting on a great performance tonight here for the league, but also for himself. And if I'm not mistaken as well, he has not won a race this season.
I'll stay high, Chris.
Let me just double check that real quick before I say anything, but before I
Thank
say
you.
for sure. Where is it at here? Let me go. Yeah, Chris McLean has not won a race this season yet. He's won several stages, but he has not won a race yet. I say yet because this could be his night right here. Because the performance he's put on so far right now would lead me to believe that he is going to be our race leader. He's won both stages. He's swept both stages. He has been dominant all evening long. But again, not to give him the broadcast curse or whatever they call it, but he's had things happen throughout the race, especially at the end of the race, that has put him not in contention to win the race. So we'll see if that plays out for him here. If not, then he locks himself into the playoffs tonight with a win and has a dominant performance and actually puts himself up. He's going to move himself up. Let me see, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. It's going to move him up 6 spots in the playoff points position at the moment. Now, again, playoff points don't matter until the playoffs, but that's significant for him. That also puts him, it locks his position into the playoffs in the round of 10. So we've had different drivers win each and every week, it seems. And so the 10 drivers that are going to make it into the playoffs may come down to points. A win doesn't necessarily mean that you're guaranteed a playoff position. It means that you're locked into the playoffs, into the playoff race, but in the event that it comes down to more than 10 winners, 10 race drivers that win throughout the regular season, then it is all decided based on wins, but also then on points. And so that is going to make a big difference. So I have a feeling that is probably what's going to end up happening here throughout the season. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. At the moment, we've still got, I think we've got about 4 spots, 3 or 4 spots where drivers have the opportunity to lock themselves into the playoffs. So we'll see how that goes. But this number 5 here, Chris McLean, one of our independent free agents within the league, he may be able to stamp his way into the playoffs here with this win tonight. Again, I don't want to jinx him here, but he's just put on a dominant performance. Unless something happens significant here, he's got himself into the playoffs. See one of the trucks there smoking on pit road. So I wonder who's smoking on pit road real quick. Let's just see. It's not David Harden. Barry Knapp has put it on the hauler for the evening. Let's just see real quick if I can find out who that is. Somebody's smoking on pit road. I'm a-looking. Well, Mike Watts is out there tonight. He is currently, right now, 1 lap down. Looks like he just went in the pits. And so he's making his way back up here. Right now, we've only got a total of 7 trucks that are currently on the lead lap. As we're gonna pay attention here, as the leader's gonna have to come down the pit shortly. The longer he stays out, the greater chance he has of being lapped. And so it looks like Bedwell, Holcroft, Bushmaster all came down. Most of the field has all come down for their last pit. And it sounds like McLean's coming in right here, so we'll see. He gets down to speed. So he's going to come in here as Garrett Brown's going to take over the race lead. He's going to get some points here for leading at least a few laps. And the field is going to shuffle around here. We've got a total of 8 drivers right now that have not pitted. 7 drivers now, because McLean is currently on pit road. So we're going to see real quick. We can't see McLean, see exactly, so it looks like he is going to take tires. Oh, we've got a wreck. No, we don't. Thought we did. Okay, so McLean comes off pit road. That almost mixed things up here, as we see. So Garrett Brown right now is our new race leader. He is going to have to come down the pit road, though. Matt Grenier, he got followed by Jeremy Banner, Kip Easley, Chris Bedwell in the 7. He was in the P2 spot there challenging Chris McLean. Bedwell is the first truck not on the lead lap, trying to get his lap back. Again, he's just waiting for the top 4 drivers there to cycle around, as he's got fresh tires. Chris McLean is back up to P6, so he's making his charge back up to the front here. 31 of Daniel Holcroft is now going into the pits to get service. Logan Russell currently in P12, making his way around the 34. Same with the 19 of Brad Fulham. Haven't talked about Brad much tonight here in the 19 for 4 Horsemen Motorsports. He's doing a good job. He's currently up here in, as he goes around his teammate there in the 27, and Kip Easley, who's currently in P4. Kip Easley definitely needs to come down the pit road, or he's gonna risk going, as he makes a little bit of contact there with the outside wall. All right, we're going to keep an eye on these guys up here up front. As we see, Daniel Holcroft is now coming off pit road. The 46, let's see, where's the 46 at? So the 46 is 1 lap down. 46 is going to get his lap back, I believe. If not, he's 2 laps down. Yeah, I mean, at the moment right now, the 10 and the 15 are putting everyone a lap down. Now, if a caution comes out, boy, woo, I can really mix things up. They're holding their breath right now. Every single one of them. As we see, the 31 of fresh tires, and Fuel going to make his way around the 10, get his lap back. I believe he's more than 1 lap down, though. Let's see real quick as that cycles back around so I can see. Yeah, so the 31 is 2 laps down, so he just got 1 of his laps back, but now we've got easily 2 laps down, who has gone into the pits. So Garrett Brown has elected to stay out, but Chris McLean has just made a pass to get his lap back, as well as Dixon's going to make that pass as well. So these guys have just passed the race leader to get their lap back. Now, as the tent comes down to pit road right here, he's going to go a lap down. See, that's a mistake I made last week. is I went into pit. I stayed out longer to run the fuel window out. And what happened is, if there's a late stage caution, this works to his advantage. If there is not a late stage caution, it does not work to his advantage. It actually hurts him because he's going to go a lap down right here. And if he goes a lap down, he's not going to want to pit when there's a caution. And so, as you can see, Brown has now fallen to P3 from the leaders. So 7 and 5, you can see him dropping like a rock here. And that's because, based on his position, he might come out top 10. No, he's not going to come out top 10. He's going to get shuffled all the way to P13. Now he's going to stay. It looks like he might stay on the lead lap, which would be a plus. Yeah, so he is going to. It looks like he did manage to stay on the lead lap, but now he's 20 seconds behind the race leader. And so, you know, I always thought, you know, a lot of the time if there's a late stage caution, it really plays to the advantage of staying out there, and running the fuel out. The problem is the guys on fresher tires are so much faster that it almost puts you a lap down staying out there longer. And so it has definitely hurt me. I know that as far as strategy goes. Sunday night was a perfect example of that. I had a really strong car in the MPI, the SimMax Cup Series. Really strong car for Michigan, and things did not play out right. My pit strategy did not work the way I wanted it to, and I ended up getting like 21st place, which I had a better truck than 20th. Better car, excuse me. All right, folks. Garrett Brown, who was just our race leader, has now pushed his way back all the way into, let's see. Garrett Brown has made his way back up in here to the top 10, but he is not, I don't think, with 20 seconds behind the race leader, he's going to be able to challenge. But one of the things I do want to pay attention to right here is the 7 of Chris Bedwell has made his way up here to P1 and taken that lead away from Chris McLean. Now, I don't know if there was a slip up by McLean or not, but the 7 has taken advantage of whatever he had the opportunity to do so and is able to keep his truck out here in front. So we'll see how this plays out here, folks, with 17 laps to go. I really don't want to go anywhere from these leaders just because of the way that the battles went tonight. This has been an amazing battle up here for first place. I thought Swavely was going to be able to do that up front here early on in the race, and then it just proved that as time went on, it proved the fact that it looked like it was going to be Bedwell that was going to challenge McLean. As you can see, McLean's trying to get to the back bumper here of the 7. He's right there. So this is going to come down to a duel here at the end. 7 slips up a little bit there in the corner, but is able to carry the momentum off exit. So we'll have to keep an eye on these guys. Let's go ahead and ride along with McLean. As we see, we've got some lap traffic coming up here. We'll see if that plays to McLean's to the advantage here. Oh, we've got a wreck.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Did the 52 get into another one of his teammates?
Well, poo.
Hold on a second here. What am I doing? All right, let's go back real quick. I want to review that because oh no, actually the 46 gets into the 15.
I think 52 might need EOL. He's blown up and is telling us to let him by.
Yeah, so the 52 is going to have to tow it. He's blown up.
Lucky dog's going to be high.
And let's go back really quick. It looks like This looks like it's going to be, I believe it's going to be Mahar. Just want to double check here. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, Mahar drives into the back of the 15. And it doesn't really look like the 15 drives down. So let me just, let me see real quick. Before I do that, let me stop it right here. Let me go to the nose of the 46, slow it down. I just want to see real quickly. So the 15 doesn't make any abrupt moves here. He's just trying to, oh man, that's hard. Okay, that's kind of a hard call here, folks, because the way I'm looking at it right here, the 15 kind of slides down. Let me see real quick here. So the 15 kind of slides down. The 52 is on the top there. And the 15 kind of cuts the corner down into the 46. That's a really tough call. All right, let's go. Let me see if I can go to a different angle here. It's unfortunate, though, because now the 46 and the 52, that's going to be a tough deal here. All right, so let me just go real quick. I want to see again one more time as we go around here. So the 15 actually cuts it down. Okay, I think that actually was the 15's fault. So let me... So the 15 makes contact. Okay. Yeah, that looks like it was the 15's fault. Now the 46, because of the damage, is going to receive an EOL anyways, and so the 15 does need to receive an EOL for that particular transaction. So, folks, we'll be right back with you here. Let me go ahead and get that squared away. Be right back. All right, folks, thanks again for your patience as we work all that out. Here is the 46 and the 15. Both were basically starting at the end of the field there due to the incident there with Matt Grenier, as well as the 46 of Joseph Mahar. So we've got 9 laps to go. We've got the race leader here, who is currently right now Chris Bedwell in the number 7. Now he's got a little bit of a distance here between McLean, and so anything can happen right now. But if Bedwell continues to put on the performance that he's putting on, that might steal the win from McLean, who has been dominant all evening long. Like I said, folks, he has put on a dominant performance several times throughout the season and just has not been able to close the deal at the end of the race here in the Tuesday Night Racing Series. So we'll see if he's able to do so at the very end of this race here. But right now they're racing it out. They've got 7 laps to go. McLean is going to have to pull all stops out here to try to catch.
Load up down the front stretch. I'm getting out of everybody's way. I'm out of the way.
All right, good communication there by, I believe, the 34, David Harden. as the 5 and the 7 are going to battle it out here for the end of the race. Oh, Chris McLean gets a great jump here on this corner from the number 7, he's gonna absolutely be putting pressure here on the number 7 of Chris Bedwell. We're gonna keep an eye on these guys, folks, as there's only 6 laps to go. So Chris McLean, I don't really know what happened there. He just let off the gas. Oh, looks like the 10 made a move to the inside there, so the 5 checked up a little bit. 5's going to work to the inside here. And the 10 is going to pinch the 5 down into the corner, which is going to really hurt the momentum off the corner. As you see, Dixon, Swavely, and the number 38 is going to be able to get that pass here, as we've got a mix-up here for the front, as McLean just continues to lose position here on the inside lane here with the 51. He's just having to check up significantly, folks. I don't think that's going to work for him here, as it looks like McLean's chances of winning this race are now over with. I'm not going to rule him out here, obviously, but as he's had a strong performance all night. But we've got 5 trucks right here fighting for the lead. Three laps to go, folks. 38 is going to try to make a pass on the inside. We got the 10 on the outside. They may take it 3 wide here, as the 7 is trying to fight over the position. The 10 gets loose. The 38 is going to peek onto the inside here. And the 51 is also looking to get in the mix here, so we're gonna keep an eye on this this race as we catch the white flag next lap around. All right, so the 10 goes to the inside, gives him a little bit of a tap. The 38's gonna try to peek on the inside. Oh, the 51 goes around. White flag in the air. The 7 and the 10 are making contact. Who's going to win the race, folks? Oh, the 10 gets a great run on the outside. Who's going to win the race? Oh, the 10 wins it, folks. What an amazing finish. Wow. Wow, what an amazing finish. That is probably one of the best finishes we've had in the series. That's why people love Rockingham.
That was fun. Fun.
Great job, guys. Great job at the end of this race.
Man, that was a blast.
Man.
I was waiting for my payback, Richard.
5 trucks up here, folks, fighting for position. Garrett Brown in the number 10.
Fellas. Thank you, guys.
Amazing, amazing win tonight here at Rockingham
Congrats, man. That was awesome.
Speedway. That was an amazing, amazing finish to the race here. We're going to watch Garrett Brown burn it down here, but we're going to go back right after he burns it down.
There, Richard. Yeah, I swore I wasn't going to let Bedwell force me down pit road, but he did, and it cost.
All right, here we go, folks. Let's see him burn it down. Boy, he deserved this one big time. Amazing finish to this race. Wow. I did not call that. I did not think that was going to happen. I thought it was either going to be the 7 Bedwell or it was going to be the 5 of Chris McLean. I really thought it was going to be Chris McLean tonight. He put on a dominant performance, and in the end it just did not pay off here for him. So as Brown blows it up there at the end of the race here, man, we got to go back and watch this this last lap here of this race. What an amazing job by these guys. Let's go ahead real quick. I'm going to have to rewind it, so I apologize for that. But bear with me just a second, man. We got to go back and watch that again. I mean, that was just amazing. And I apologize, folks. We're going to have to, I can't select the lap, so we're going to have to go back and watch it, so in reverse. All right, so we saw Chris McLean falling back there at the end, and these guys just had the better pit strategy. As you can see, Chris Bedwell is out in front. Let me actually slow it down real quick. Let me slow it down a little bit here as we go back in here just to kind of absorb what happened here. So Bedwell's fighting off these guys here. There's 4 other trucks. You got McLean in the back there, as we knew McLean was going to be strong, but we had 5 drivers, Rogers, Swaveley, and Brown, all challenging now the race leader, who Chris Bedwell in the number 7. So we knew that it was going to be one of the top 5 drivers at the end of this race with 1 lap to go. So, but it could have been, it was anybody's opportunity to win this race. As you see, the 38 just doesn't want to get off the gas. He's trying to push the 10 a little bit, who the 10 makes contact actually does a great job not making contact with the 7. If he did, he made very little contact. As you see, there's no damage on the back of that number 7 truck. So, but then the 38 just gets a run right here. And I swear I thought, so the 7 slides up to put a block on the 10, or just to get the better momentum off the corner. And the 51 is just laying back there watching all this happen. And the 38 makes this run right here. And I thought the 38 was going to have the pass on the inside right here. And I don't know, I guess when the 7 kind of comes down the track right here, the 38 just, I don't know if he had to let off a little bit anyways to let the truck rotate. But when he did that, he gets back onto the gas right here. And I think he was afraid he was going to hit the back of the 7. And he just checks up just enough to slow him down on corner exit, that the 10 riding the high line here just carries the momentum off the corner and gets side by side with Bedwell, as you'll see right here. Not yet. The next, on that last corner, so that's the last corner. So they take the white flag right here. White flag's in the air. Now it's anybody's game. So the 51's saying, okay, now it's my turn to take it. So y'all have been playing around. Now it's my turn to get up here. So 51 just sends it. The 51 and the 38 are teammates. The 10 does not have a teammate in this mix right here. The 7 is part of 3F Racing. The 10 is part of Hot Shoe Racing. The 38 and the 51 are Hammer Down Motorsports. So the 10 comes down to side draft the 38 to pull him back a little bit. And then he just launches off the corner. And the 38 is now trying to side draft the 10 to pull the momentum again off of him. Again, the 51, all while this is going on, is saying, okay, I'm going to carry the outside of this and try to carry the momentum on the outside. McLean is just trying to hold on at that moment because he had already been passed by these guys. So the 10 and the 38 are racing out. The 7 is just basically looking in his rearview mirror saying, what the heck do I do? Because he's going to get split by either one of them. No matter what move the 7 makes, it's not going to be the right move because one of them is going to have to go by. So 7 slides up to block the 10. 10 has more of the momentum, but then the 7 kind of gives and takes right there, and they make a little bit of contact, but the 10 just squeezes it between the 7 and the wall. Okay, this is actually the white flag right here. So, sorry. I thought that was white flag last time around. I mean, McLean is still in it at this point, but McLean is three trucks back. So the 51 has to check up right there. Otherwise, he's going to get in his teammate. And you can see right here, I think McLean, let me go back real quick because I think McLean makes contact with Rogers. He does make contact, but did he make contact prior to that? Let's check that real quick. So, okay, yeah. So Rogers has to check up for the 38, or Ray may have been able to get around him. He checks up to the 38. The 9, again, they're on full send mode here because it's one lap. It's white flag. And so the 5 makes contact when the 51 checks up, and the 5 just doesn't want to get out of the gas. Neither does the 19, which unfortunately I know he didn't want to end his night like that. And so then right here, and again we missed it, but let's go back. So while all that's going on, the 38, had he gotten a bump there, I think by the 51, and he went to the inside, he might have been able to get around him. I mean, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but the 10 just boom launches it into the corner, sends it, and the 38's not going to bump the 7 because the 38 wants to get around the 7 if he has the opportunity to do so. And the 7 again and the 10. So 7 makes contact with the 10 to try to slow him down. 10 just has too much momentum coming in the corner right here, and boom, they cross the finish line. I don't think they crossed the finish line yet. Hold on just a minute. Right here. So they had already made contact on the backstretch. The 7 has the advantage coming out of the corner, but the 10 on the outside lane, which is the preferred lane, as you heard Chris McLean many times tonight, take that lane. And see, the 38 had momentum again and has to check up for the 7. So I think, looking at it now, the 38 had just as much momentum as the 10 did. He just picked the wrong lane. And the 10 gets the momentum off the corner with the 7. Again, folks, it is just an exciting finish right there. I mean, that it's not the closest finish we've had, but it's one of the most exciting finishes we've had. So I got to say, what an amazing job these guys did tonight here for the Rockingham 200. Folks, my name is Dylan Hastings. We're going to be right back here. We're going to bring these guys up into the booth. We're going to hear from them here as I try to bring this back to live conditions. There we go. Let me bring it back to live conditions here. And we're going to go to commercial break real quick as I bring these guys up into the booth. We'll be right back with you. We'll hear from our race leaders here in just a moment. Thanks so much.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, thanks for hanging in there with us as we get these guys all sorted out here and bring in our race leader, Mr. Garrett Brown, here in the number 10 in just a moment as we hear from this gentleman in the number 10 truck for Hot Shoe Racing. What an amazing race, buddy. I did not anticipate that all happening the way it happened, but man, you put on a great performance. Congratulations on your win. Just awesome job.
Thank you. Thanks, Dylan. It was an awesome race. Having 5 trucks under a blanket coming to the white flag like that, all battling for the win, you couldn't ask for anything more. And it wasn't a wreckers or checkers deal. It was we raced to the line and hopefully put on a good show for the broadcast. And I know we all had a lot of fun racing to the line because we already hopped into the room, Discord, and we were talking and just talking about how much fun we had. But that was a whale of a race, getting everything bunched up together for that last green flag run of about 12 laps. That was some intense racing and some fun racing.
Well, we knew that the only way that this race was going to be won by somebody other than Chris McLean was going to be on pit strategy, and Chris McLean he dominated most of the race. I mean, he won both stages, he swept both stages, and he swept most of the race. And that's why, if you go back and watch the broadcast, I really anticipated that he was going to win the race if everything played out to his advantage. And just in the end, it just didn't work out. It's been part of the strategy. Everything with this league we've always put it together this way, where pit strategy, fuel strategy, tire strategy, all of that stuff has to come into play, just like in real NASCAR. And you guys put in the effort each and every week. You guys put your game plan together. You guys execute it, and it shows, because you have been able to get into victory lane this season. This isn't the first time you've been into victory lane.
Right.
And but you've locked yourself into the playoffs. You've got additional playoff points, and that's going to push you up into the playoff point category. And all around, it solidifies that putting in the effort and putting in the strategy and trying to figure out exactly what's going to work best for you guys in the end all works. It works to your advantage. And so the reason I say that is because any of the drivers or the teams that are listening, or anybody that hasn't joined our league yet, it's not just about practice. It's about the strategy. It's about putting a game plan together and executing it on the fly, because cautions come out, wrecks come out. We had 9 laps to go and a caution comes out.
Yeah.
That obviously put a damper in things. It plays to y'all's advantage, because then y'all had probably had a tire set on the rack. And so, and some of you may have not, but you stayed out on the track for pit strategy. I mean, there's so many different things that come into play. It's a lot of fun. So, but congratulations, though, man. All around, it wasn't our closest finish of the league, but it was one of the most exciting finishes we've had, and we've had quite a few this season.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I'm glad you pointed that out, because a lot of, like Kyle Larson, of course, winning the championship, credit to his pit crew and his team. They had a great pit stop, get him track position, get him the win. And iRacing's different, because it's just you sitting here. You're your own crew chief, and your teammates are there to help you. And I'm lucky with my teammates, Austin and Chris and Dustin. And we couldn't probably work any better together in Discord, just as far as good communication, but not talking too much. We're able to just say what needs to be said and be concise. And then strategy is huge in this. You're exactly right. Actually, my strategy was I ran that next to the last tank of fuel completely dry, basically. And then I saw what you saw. I knew Chris McLean had the field covered on raw speed. I think I had maybe like 4th place speed in the field. Something like that. After the second stage, I was pretty much settled into 4th. So I knew that I had to switch up the strategy. So I wanted to have fresher tires for the end, just in case a caution played out. And I like to roll the dice in these things. And I knew I might give up 4 or 5 positions if a caution didn't fall. And that stunk, but I knew that winning is such a priority here. And the only way for me to win was I had to have fresher tires than Chris Bedwell and Chris McLean at the end, and by running my tank about 12 laps farther than they did, I had about 12 lap fresher tires. So I actually didn't have tires on the rack at the end. I just hadn't put very many green flag laps on my tires, and luckily I barely had enough to hold them off. But yeah, just my team's great to work with, but then when you're in iRacing, just you got to be a strategist, and that's something that I think gets underplayed in this deal, that we are drivers, and speed plays a huge factor, but if you can be forward thinking and be a strategist and then just kind of recognize opportunities that could take you to the lead if you don't quite have race winning speed, then sometimes that can put you in give you a great opportunity. And man, I still had to drive my butt off. Chris Bedwell battled me, Richard Swavely, Ray Rogers, and Chris McLean, but man, we were able to pull it out, and what a great finish. That's what racing's all about. And even on iRacing, even though it's not real, even though it's virtual, that was some incredible racing. And I know we all had a blast putting on that dash to the finish.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, buddy. That was a great finish, and very exciting to watch for sure. So I even went back and actually played it again before I got in the interview. Thanks, just so I could watch it again with the audience. So all around, awesome. Great job. The broadcast is not, for whatever reason, it didn't launch on Facebook, but it is on YouTube and it is on Twitch. So if you guys go back and want to review it, the link was posted on Facebook for the audience to go over there and watch it. So anyway, I'm not really sure what happened there, but buddy, congratulations again on your win, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks, Dylan, and thanks to my teammates, my family that watches, my grandparents, and the league for just keeping on working, getting better, and our shows just keep getting better and better, and competition just keeps getting tighter and tighter, and league just keeps improving. So appreciate all the work you and everyone else puts into this. So thank you.
No worries, buddy. Thank you. All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks. Let's hear from our second place finisher, Mr. Chris Bedwell, who put on a great performance tonight. All around, wasn't able to pull out the win, but not by much, because that was definitely a fight to the finish. It was absolutely a pleasure to watch. Can't talk. And congratulations, Chris Bedwell, on your P2 finish. I know you weren't. I guess you're not feeling well. Is that correct to say? Are you still feeling all right, or what?
Well, yeah, I'm under the weather. Big
yeah,
time.
yeah. I had seen your conversation earlier there in Discord, so. I'm glad you made it out here, because you made it fun tonight for everybody to watch, and obviously I hope it was fun for you as well. And the strategy obviously came into play at the end of the race. I know you were trying to put strategy in place to have something for McLean at the end, as he was dominant all night. And at the very end there, it played out where we had. I did not anticipate having 5 guys battling for the lead at the end of the race, but all around it was a great race. So good job with the performance you put on, and congratulations on a P2.
Thanks, Dylan.
So hopefully you feel better, and you want to give your shout outs real quick. I know you're probably not feeling good. So
sure. Yeah. Shout out to Dana for giving me the gaps at the end. It was a pleasure having Tyler running with us, and George Williams checking in on me. So yeah, sorry, I'm so out of it.
You're good.
But yeah, everybody at home is kind of, we all got the same thing. It's whatever it is. It's all the symptoms of COVID,
Yeah.
but no
There's a
positive tests. This
No.
just, man, it sucks.
Yeah, there's a bug. There's a bug going around. It's been
yeah.
in the school system lately here too.
Oh yeah. My daughter brought it home from preschool last week. She was sick, and then now it's just like it's hitting everybody. So hopefully I'll be back to 100% next week, and I don't even know where we're at next week, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds good, buddy. Actually, I don't even know where we're at. I think we're either at Pocono, maybe. I gotta look. I think we're actually at we're at Pocono next week. So that should be a fun race.
All right, Dylan. You have a good night. I'm
all right,
sorry.
buddy. You too. No, it's all right.
All right.
Hope you feel better, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, see ya. Thanks.
All right, see you. All right, folks. Let's hear from our third place finisher here tonight, Mr. Richard Swaverly. After a performance all night, I thought you were going to have what it took there to challenge McLean there early on in the race, and then it didn't play, obviously, the way you wanted it to. And I think overall we were kind of riding along with you there for a little while as you lost, I think, about 8 positions there. I think after the first stage, and I was like, yeah, I think he's playing a tire strategy. And either way, regardless of whatever strategy, you were able to keep your truck clean tonight. You had a great performance all around. We kind of checked in with you throughout the race, and at the very end, that last caution with 9 laps to go. Did you take tires, or did you have just a fresh set of tires from the last pit stop that you guys had under green flag, or tell us what you did?
I had the first stage, I just tried something just off the tip of my head. I ended up taking left side tires the first stage caution.
Okay.
And so that's why I kind of fell back that first stage, and then
I had a feeling
just fighting my way back.
I had a feeling if you go back and listen to the broadcast, I thought you maybe took right side tires only, because the way that your truck was handling, I was like, it takes a while for those either left side or right side. It just takes a while for those tires to heat up, just to kind of equalize a little bit, and especially on a track like this where it's really bumpy. I'm sure it was a lot to handle there initially. And
it was way tight. I was starting to think I made a terrible decision there. But.
Yeah, I was watching you, and I'm like, he either took. I was like, I think he probably took left side tires, but now listening to your strategy there, it all makes sense. But so, did you take tires on the last on that last caution? Did you have tires to put on the truck, or did you just take them? Did you have somewhat of the same strategy as? I couldn't remember, because I know Garrett Brown was one of the last trucks to pit before that last caution.
Yeah, I had the set of rights that I had sitting in the pits from the first stage, so I took them and.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was. I had to go get myself an adult beverage to calm myself down after that battle for the last 10 laps. That
was a lot
probably
of
the
fun.
best race. That was the best. That's some you don't see that kind of racing around much anymore. So yeah, that's definitely some highlight reel best of the year kind of stuff right there.
Yeah, it was. I had to go back and watch it actually, and for the broadcast again just to watch it. It was. No, there was a lot of opportunity there too. As we went back and watched it again, there was a lot of opportunity there for you to really put yourself out in front. I think overall you kind of got stuck behind the 7, and then the 51 I don't think wanted to send it too far in. I think he could have pushed you actually around the 7 easily, but he checked up a little bit, which is then where he got into McLean on the second lap, I think it was, and of course or on the white flag, and then but he had the opportunity. The problem was is if he would have made contact with you, it would have drove you into the 7, and then the 7, everybody may have wrecked at that point in time. So, but he did the right thing. But at the end of the day, you had to check. I think there was 2 times you had to check up. Both for the 7, and I think if you had the room, I mean, you would have had to make a little bit of more of aggressive moves, which could have resulted in the wrong, something worse than P3. So. Yeah. All in all, you can say what if, or should have done this, should have done that, but all around, man, it was a great race. And I thought,
if I could have kept myself off the bottom, I'm a big dumb catfish, so I always play on the bottom, and I couldn't convince myself to go around the high side. If I would have got up there, I probably would have done a little bit better. But.
Yeah, the momentum carried around the corner or off the top. You could tell obviously with the 10 and the 7, the 10 was able to get in front of the 7 even after he hit him in the corner to try to slow him down, and it's just you can carry that momentum off the corner. That's how McLean all night was dominant. I mean, I knew it was going to come down to pit strategy, and poor McLean, he's gonna go back and watch the broadcast, and I don't know if it's the broadcast curse or whatever they call it, but I originally had thought, I'm like, if nothing happens here where things don't screw anything up, he's going to run away with the win. I mean, he was dominant all night.
Yeah, and, he that first stage when I was up there following him on that first stage, I noticed I think I had a faster truck than him, but he was getting through the middle of the corner just a hair better than me, and I couldn't quite get the run off the corner to.
It was the same thing it was the same thing with Bedwell. If when I was watching both of them, because I didn't want to stay off of the leaders too much, because the back of the field, I mean, there was a lot of battling going on throughout the whole entire field all night, but the battle that was that was going on up front, I mean, it was just it was kind of like you wanted to stay up there to see who was going to be the race winner, or who was going to lead the race. And there were times where you had better exits and on the corners, and the same thing with Bedwell. You'll see it, like McLean. I think the last 10 laps, McLean I thought was going to actually make a pass. Then all of a sudden you guys come up here, and then McLean gets passed by 3 people, and now it's a battle for 5 to win the race. I mean, it was exciting. All around, it was one of the most exciting finishes we've ever had. Not one of the closest finishes we've ever had. Super speedways typically are where the race is usually the closest, but I think actually our closest finish this season was in Bristol Dirt. Believe it or not.
We all, anybody that knows me from my racing knows my opinion on super speedways, so I consider this the best
right.
real finish at a.
Yeah. No, this is the first time we've ever raced at this track in this league, and many of the drivers tonight, I think it was their first time racing on this track. Period. Based on what some of the things I saw, but it's a very technical track.
Very technical, very underrated. Once you figure it out, like. I've noticed, especially with this league, you get to the more technical tracks, a lot of drivers seem to they get kind of more inquisitive about the race, so it actually ends up turning into a better race. Like I know, like we went
for sure.
Flag to flag at Darlington, which that's about as technical as you can get. So
yeah, and that blew my mind. Like I don't know of any league that's ever went Darlington without a caution, besides ours.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, buddy, congratulations on a P3. All around, well earned, obviously. I mean, you were wheeling it all night, and it's just good to put it up here in the top 3 for sure as a podium. And we look forward to seeing you at Pocono. And if you want to give your shout-outs, go ahead and do so, and then we'll see you next week.
Yeah, of course. Ray, awesome teammate. He gave me a lot of leeway that last little bit there. Of course, Bedwell and Brown and Rogers and everybody. That last little battle there. I mean, that's like, I cannot reiterate enough. That was the most fun I've had on iRacing in a while. So, yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome, buddy. Well, great. Thanks for putting on a great performance. I was excited to see you guys race tonight. You guys didn't disappoint, and we look forward to seeing you at Pocono.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. All right, folks. You heard it. You heard it from all three drivers, Garrett Brown, Chris Bedwell, Richard Swavely. All put on an amazing performance tonight for the Tuesday Night Racing Series here at the Rockingham 200 at Rockingham Speedway, virtual Rockingham Speedway. What an amazing race it was at the end of this thing. I mean, just one of the better races we've had, and I have to say, folks, and I'm not being partial here, we have had some amazing racing this season in Season 3 for the Tuesday Night Racing Series. It has just been some of the best racing in iRacing that's just my personal opinion, but that's the opinion of a lot of people that run here in this league as well. It's just been some great racing. It's all around some level competition, I guess, experience in the simulator within iRacing. It's just been a great performance by many of the different drivers here in the league that have been with us for all 3 seasons, some of them only 1 season. And we look forward to kicking off Season 4 next year in February. We're already putting we're already starting the setup for Season 4. I definitely look forward to hopefully getting back to racing with these guys. I love broadcasting, but there's many different broadcast companies out there that are looking for leagues to broadcast, and we're going to look for a broadcasting company that wants to kind of step in here and broadcast for us so that we can enjoy the racing. If not, I'll continue to broadcast the league as I have for this season. And all around, it's just been some really phenomenal racing here. And I encourage anyone out there in the iRacing community that's looking for a fantastic truck series to race in. You're welcome to join us now. You would not be eligible for playoff contention. However, you can get in. You can start racing with these guys if you meet the iRacing requirements and the requirements we have as the league. If you're not familiar with what those are, you're welcome to reach out to us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you're watching this broadcast, and we'll be happy to get you more information and get you into the Discord, the team Discord, or the league Discord, so that we can get you as much information as possible for you to make a decision to either join us for the remainder of this season as well as Season 4 as we get ready to put the finishing touches on Season 4. We will have limited opportunities for chartered memberships, which means basically you have the opportunity to run each and every week. And then we will obviously have opportunity if all charters are filled. Just like in NASCAR, once all charters are filled, you'll have an opportunity to come in as an independent free agent. You will, however, have to potentially qualify in each week to the races. So I don't anticipate us having to go there, but with the interest in the league as it continues to build after Season 3 into Season 4, we expect that there's going to be a lot of drivers, a lot of teams and people that want to come in here and join us in the Tuesday Night Racing Series on Tuesday nights at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. I do not believe the time is going to change. I believe that all is going to stay the same, and the schedule will be almost identical to what NASCAR will be running for the Camping World Truck Series, just like what we're running here in iRacing. So with that said, folks, my name is Dylan Hastings. Thank you again. It's always been a pleasure to broadcast these races. Not everything always goes as smoothly as we'd like it to. Although the broadcast went fairly smoothly tonight, we had some hiccups there in the Facebook group where, for whatever reason, it did not broadcast on Facebook, on our Facebook page. But we went ahead and put the link out there for you to watch it on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Please give us a share. Please give us a like. And then, of course, on Twitch, we really thank you as well. Not really 100% familiar with the Twitch platform, but we appreciate all eyeballs that you guys tune in each and every week to support your drivers and all that stuff. So with that said, folks, let's go through the final count here, the final results. As we heard from Garrett Brown in P1, Chris Bedwell in P2, Richard Swaverly P3, Tyler Dixon P4, Jeremy Banner P5, Mike Watts finishes 6th, Brad Fulham 7th, Chris McLean 8th, Matt Grenier 9th, Chris Shoemaker 10th, Wyatt Brackett 11th, Joseph Mahar 12th, Logan Russell 13th, Ray Rogers 14th, Kip Easley 15th, Daniel Holcroft 16th, Dustin Reeves 17th, Evan Bushmaster 18th, David Harden 19th, David Brackett 20th, Tony Edrington 21st, Dana Shepard 22nd, Barry Knapp 23rd, Wesley Burchett 24th, Austin Shoemaker 25th, Jeremy Little 26th, and rounding out our 27 truck field tonight would be James Kunkel. Unfortunately, I got mixed up there on some early incident there with the 14. And with that said, folks, again, I want to truly thank you for tuning in as you do each and every week. We truly appreciate your support. I want to give our last thank you to our sponsors for the league for this season, which there will be additional sponsorship opportunities going into season 4. So please reach out to us. We'd be happy to feature your commercials and different things in your company for us on our broadcast. But want a big shout out to Light Electric Company, General Contractors, Thomas Light, who hasn't been with us here lately, but has been very supportive of our league and what we do here with the Tuesday Night Racing Series, as well as adkcoolers.com, adkcoolers.com, ADK Outdoor Brands, as well as Rhymesick Coin. I truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much, folks, and we look forward to seeing you at Pocono next Tuesday, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. With that said, folks, thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.